All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the Black Monster Cup. We're getting started with the losers match. Of course, it is going to be Zenith eSports taking on Team Luxax for the start of this game. And this is, like Azumo mentioned, man, you called it, man. This is going to be a crazy, crazy team fighting game.
Yeah, I always associate eHamda with a team that has unique picks. He played for, I talked about earlier, Salad Bar. He played for Team Normal Stars. And they were always known for unique picks. And I'm not sure if it's eHamda who's initiating these, or if some of these guys were a part of one of those teams, or maybe changed names, because eHamda is the only one that stands out to me. But this is just really interesting. And Blitzcrank as a support is played sometimes. Korea, I think, is the reason that breaks it out the most, and Alistair top lane is something that's becoming popular. So the fact that we get to see both of them together is pretty awesome. And I mean, we may just be hyping this up. There may be absolutely zero interaction with these two guys, and I don't know, man. This might not break out any big plays.
Take Blitz Alistair and have it become a thing.
I'll
Especially not Saki Chan. He loves the roam.
Well, I'll be looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Keep your eye out. But so far, both these teams are keeping an eye out as well. Very safe starts. It looked like a half-hearted invade attempt from Luxax, but it's not going to happen, as both bot side buffs are looking to be started. Well, Mimo actually might go for an invade here.
Yeah.
Very late.
Because of story time, we didn't really... Oh!
What? The grab? Okay, that's what a Blitzcrank can do. So they go for it anyways.
Doesn't really do much except sets him behind probably about 5 seconds.
I mean, hashtag worth. You get a laugh out of that.
Yeah. I thought they were actually going to steal it, and then I got excited, but then I realized that's not very plausible since they don't have a smite, and it's going to be a 2v2. So
yeah, a nice little bit of early game. Whoa, okay. Speaking of early game, easy. Taken very low by Hamda already. He doesn't have Ignite available. Curious choice in the exhaust pickup, but I suppose it makes sense against a Rengar. And a Twitch. Speaking of, Jessica Jung already making the roam up to the mid. Hamda's going to have a little bit of help of zone, though. Pliu, that could be Jessica Jung going down. Exhaust, that's why you take it. First blood. O's over to Hamda, and they're looking for second as well. Just out of power range, and they're going to be able to pick that one up. Double kill. Here comes Mimo. This game is already getting off to an insane start. Hamda goes down. Mimo going to follow him down back to Fountain. Hakuo now. He's in trouble. Gets pulled in by Meow. Whoa, Hakuo. Can he stay alive? The hate spikes. Ow! Meow gets him. What is going on already?
Alistair hasn't even been a part of this, and this is already interesting. That's 4 kills before 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was...
Luxax.
They heard your story time, and they wanted to give you a show to match.
Yeah, that was... I'm not sure what the plan was with that one. There wasn't any type of lane swap. It looked like they purposefully gave the red buff over to Jessica Jung, and now they're just completely doing a lane swapperoo, because they sent Easy down to the bottom lane on the Anivia with the teleport, and I guess to make it easier to pick up some of the CS in mid, since you could get there faster, Jessica Jung goes to the mid. But this is just really weird start for Zenith, and I don't know. I'm a little surprised, a little taken aback by that one, but it was exciting nonetheless, I guess.
It might be more in a minute. Acadian, he's in a little bit of trouble on the wrong side of his tower. Nice leap away as well, though, but Pliu going onto him. The bola is going to land on both Saki-chan and Pliu as Acadian runs for his life. Akuo's there, though.
3 seconds.
This is going to be a 3v2 in just a moment. Here he comes. Saki-chan is low. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Jessica Jung getting triple teamed. Care Bear on the backside trying to make something happen. Meow does have a pull available, but waiting for the right moment to spend it. Uh-oh, might be a little bit too late. Hako's there. Hamda, he's already committed to this one, and they don't want to take the 3v3. So amazingly, nobody dies there.
Yeah. This game is...
I think we could just throw the meta out the window right now.
Yeah. Well, Easy's getting some free farm down the bottom lane, so that's good. But Care Bear was down there for a while getting free farm. And
Zenith has a very particular strategy in mind. I'm not sure what it is yet, but they do.
I don't think this was their strategy coming in. I think these were all audibles. The only strategy that I think they might have had was the red buff going over to Twitch for the sneak kill on the Yasuo in the mid lane to sort of get Easy snowballing. Yeah. But it completely backfired, and
Pliu was right there at the right time. That was kind of the bigger part of the issue.
Yeah, and then they just decided to go for the lane swap because that would make the most sense given the circumstances. But now they're just falling so far behind, almost 2,000 gold at 5 minutes, and the characters that they want to be ahead at this point are really far behind, and the characters that they'd want to be behind on the enemy team are getting pretty far ahead, being Graves and Yasuo. So, and even in the top lane, Acadian's being shut down by Saki-chan. Well, I guess not shut down, but
5 minute, like 1,500 gold lead is pretty big. And because they answered without missing a beat, Luxax completed this strange lane swap to the mid, whereas the mid laners are now down bot. Meow is exerting a lot of pressure, and he nearly picks up Jessica Jung. Pliu is here as well. Hakuo looking to put some damage onto Care Bear, but they're keeping safe for the time being. And Pliu is going to go for the roam around, but he gets spotted out by a pink ward now. Mimo in the bot side. Hamda, the wall was not quite enough, and Hamda's actually going to go in onto Easy, but he's taken way too low in this one. Gets the wind wall off. He should go down here, and he does. Pliu tries to get in to clean up a kill, but he can't.
And he wastes exhaust in there as well. Really late exhaust. I think it was still on cooldown, and it was just about to come up because he used it earlier in the mid lane, but just a little bit far behind. And he actually opts to go for the Bilgewater Cutlass first, which is a little interesting considering Yasuo is one of the champions that scales, that has the biggest power spike of any champion in the game with any single item, being Static Shift, just because every single stat is like double effective on him, being the crit and the attack speed because it doubles his cooldown reduction, and the move speed, which gives him more flow. So like every stat he double dips in. So going with the Bilgewater Cutlass first sort of delays that power spike, which is a little bit weird to me, but it gives him some sustain. So we'll see if that works out for him.
There you go.
Woo!
This game is kind of hard on my brain too, to be honest with you. It's really interesting, just given the fact that you talked about in the last game. Well, okay, we don't even have time because here's Pliu on Acadian. Saki-chan going in on this one, but Rengar does have 6 available.
Yeah.
He wants to turn it around. That's kind of odd, but they got Mimo in the back line. Now the bot laners have decided to move into the river to continue their fight. Hamda is uncontested. Going back to Hamda, the Bilgewater might be a good choice considering who he's in lane against. In a 1v1 scenario, you mentioned how the biggest weakness of Anivia that Easy was running last time is due to the fact that it's going to be a little problematic to maybe, okay, I can't even finish my thought. Hako's on the line right now. Care Bear putting some damage onto Jessica Jung. Again, normalcy resumes. In the 1v1 chase scenario, Anivia has not the greatest safety, so maybe the Bilgewater is a little helpful for taking that. But he hasn't had a chance to do a 1v1 because there's been so much jungle pressure from Mimo.
Yeah, that's I'll go ahead and agree with that. I think that's
right. Uh-oh. Jessica Jung in trouble. Heal popped immediately, and here comes Pliu. Hako in the middle. He doesn't have 6 available. This is the problem with the Braum at level 4 right now. But safeguard away. Hakuo staying alive thanks to the safeguard from Mimo at the perfect moment. That was some pretty good Lee Sin mechanics.
Yeah, and just the pure tankiness of Braum. There's not many supports that can stand up to the upfront damage of Graves at level 6, but the Unbreakable just like blocked so much of the damage there from the buckshot and collateral damage, which is just, I mean, wow. That was so much damage coming at him in a single moment that took like 2 bars of his health. Any other support, and that would have probably been a double kill for Care Bear in that situation.
Easy. Now, also curious that he's neglected pretty much everything. Hakuo has gone for the straight Sightstone rush, which I guess is pretty necessary considering that they're sitting in the mid lane and not in the normal bot. There's a lot more areas to keep warded.
Yeah.
But it definitely decreases the amount of useful battle stats as well as delaying the inevitable gold generation that Meow's going to have.
Yeah. That's true. He's going to be really gold star here for the
hello. Hamda goes in on Easy, but he doesn't realize that Acadian was there to pick up the kill. And he laughs it off as Meow takes his place down to the bottom again, and Pliu is once again waiting in the wings. But it was a nice collapse by Zenith.
So there goes that early game advantage. We're within 500 gold now. So that 2k gold lead that they had at one point in the game has pretty much completely diminished from this one, with just some really well-timed plays here by Zenith eSports. And I mean, the threat of that Rengar roam, especially on like his first or second back, is really scary. And he's going with the Ryan Choi build here.
Yeah, the old Ryan Choi build too.
Yeah.
Triple Dorans, he needs more.
Yeah, he needs about one more, and then he's going to build.
Why not, right?
Then he's going to build a Tiamat. Yep.
When this game is shaken out the way it has already, you might as well. So, Dragon is starting to look pretty tasty, and it's being acknowledged now by Luxax. They don't want to start it just yet. It is actually warded too. They don't quite have vision on it, but they do make sure that they're going to be able to see anything out. But Pliu and Meow are caught up in a bush here. They go down to the bot side. Easy. There's a flash in from Meow. He's going to get the pull as well. Easy has the bird. Is going to egg form. Not quite yet. Okay, staying alive. Just barely. Woo! They turn that one on around again. Mimo, he's pretty low here. Here comes Hakuo. Can they finish it up? Mimo's going down. Mimo's going low. They managed to get themselves 2 kills for 1 so far, but in tower range, Saki-chan has to burn his flash. Everybody from Luxax arrives to the party, and they should be able to polish off this tower, then take themselves a dragon.
Wow. Okay, so that ultimate change from Alistair was front and center right there in that turret dive. That damage reduction allowed him to take, what, 6 or 7 turret hits before he had to get out of there. That was just really ridiculous how tanky both these boys. Whoa! Hakuo gets hooked.
Oh, okay, that's another kill. Care Bear is going to get that credit. However, there's not enough time for Arcadian and Easy to move around the side. They gets the jump off. Once again, can he Ryan Choi them? I don't think so. He's going to get away from that one, though. Easy gets the wall up. Dragon gets stopped for the time being. But another kill in the pockets of Luxax.
Round 2 with the Dragon here.
Fight.
They're relentless.
Oh, yeah. So is Acadian, though. Oh, they get the pull off on Easy. He's not got the egg. He's going down. Saki-chan getting himself a kill. So much displacement. Acadian having to burn his flash just to stay alive. This Dragon should definitely not be contested any further. But Team Luxax now going to be able to pick that one up. Jessica Jung around the side. Not much to be able to do about this, though.
If you get pulled into this team fight without summoners, there's almost a 0% chance of survival because of the amount of crowd control that they have available to them.
Yep, but Mimo, he does have. Oh, he's going in for it. He gets a steal. He's going down, but that's worth.
Yeah. You always see that coming. It's like
it was too low for them. They stopped damaging it, which would have worked if it had been like 10 HP ahead. Yeah. But then he goes in and just hits it.
Especially since backing off is good, but at the same time, not really when it's that low, because all their damage is AoE. So as soon as he jumps in, if they throw their abilities at him, then they're going to do damage to the dragon, which just makes it easier for him to smite. And at that point, he had a level on Pliu, and granted, 1 level doesn't make that big of a difference. Usually when there's a lot of damage being put on a dragon, it's hard to judge, and it usually comes down to luck anyway. But Lee Sin has probably one of the easier times stealing just because they execute damage on his Q. So it was a good idea for them to back off, but it was too low. So they might as well just have tried to burst it down as quick as possible and get lucky, I guess.
Well, speaking of getting lucky, Mimo gets himself the Smite Seal off, so that puts a little bit of gold back into the pockets of Zenith eSports. They're only down 1,000 now, and this game, as insane as it started, is starting to become a little bit more normal. 1 tower apiece taken down, 1 in the top, 1 in the bottom, and the only thing I'm wondering now is if Acadian doesn't pick up a lot more kills, does this build kind of backfire on him?
Yes. Actually, it's a very snowbally build.
Oh, Meow. He's getting stunned up. There's the Winter Spike proc. Oh, he manages to get the knockup only onto Hamda. Hakuo going forward, trying to zone out. Mimo turns around, targets onto Hamda now, who's going to dash away. Oh, he's burning down though. I don't think he'll live through this one. 1 more tick should do it. Oh, he does. The heal, the health potion popped rather. Pliu is leaked out of there as well.
I don't know about that hook.
That was a little curious.
He probably would have killed him and maybe even Hamda if that hook had landed. Oh well.
Uh-oh. Yep, yeah. And this is going to be a blue buff steal. Going over to Zenith. Yeah, very curious the decisions being made by Luxax right now. And it's going to lose them a little bit of map control. Acadian near the mid lane turret. So is Jessica Jung. But, oh, they want to find a pick on a play. Oh, he doesn't know he's there. I forgot. Evelyn stealthed. So is Rengar. He goes all the way for Care Bear. He's starting to go pretty low. Summoner heal spent, and there's Pliu in the area. This plan has maybe backfired. Turret, however, goes down in the top. Saki Chan making use of the insanity to get himself one.
That's the hook!
Oh my goodness, they're going crazy. Mimo, the smallest of health bars, gets the Dragon's Rage kickoff. Pliu locked up on the bull, and it is going to be taken by GG Jessica Jung. First kill of the game for the Sewer Rat.
Pretty sure Mimo was sub 10 health once he got away from that one.
The entire time. Yeah, that was... Wipe some sweat off your brow. You made it out.
Yeah, and eHamda actually had the third stack, the knock-up tornado there. And he actually... The animation went off and the sound effect went off when he threw the tornado, but he got stunned right in midair, so it actually didn't go off, and that would have been the death of Mimo in that situation. But, well, he lived, so...
Yep. But Luxack's looking to answer in a mid-turret, see if they can take it. It's very difficult. Oh, they're looking to set up some bait here. Here comes Jessica Jung. She's going to target out. It's going to be Saki Chan being chased on. The tower is so very low right now. This 4v4. It's going to be a 5v4 in just a minute. Hako having to flash away after he gets grabbed. It's taken very, very low, and the siege is now on. Full for Team Luxax. Just got to wait for that mini-wave. Going to be a while. And Acadian has plenty of time to join the party.
Yeah, I think they're going to back off from this one because it's so hard to siege a turret against a blue buff Anivia. Now, at level 6, it's not that hard because it takes a little bit from the minion wave to go down, but once you hit like level 11, get some more little ability power under your belt, she can clear waves almost instantly by just throwing down the R, throwing out that Q, and clears waves almost instantly. It also, not only does it clear the wave, but it's sort of like a zoning tool for the turret because you put that down and you can't stick in that for long because you're slow and it's doing damage to you. So she's one of the great, I talked about a little bit earlier when Easy picked in the last game, that she's one of the best siege defenders in the game. Uh-oh.
Honda, he's going to find Jessica Jung. Does he have the damage, though? Does get his Bilgewater proc off, and there's nowhere to go, but he's going to get the set. Oh, he guesses the wrong way. Jessica Jung's still alive. Oh, my goodness. He's going to get out of this one. Wow. That was Juke City right there. GG Jessica Jung, but Acadian looking to answer back. Honda, he's going down! That is a pickup from Mimo now. Pliu, he's in a bad spot. Acadian sets up yet another kill. This has gone completely on its head. Meow can't get involved. Easy putting some hurt onto him in the jungle, and they take 2 kills for just Mimo. Wow.
Yeah, Acadian's starting to get to that Ryan Choi status.
He's getting there.
2-0-2, almost the most CS in the game, so he's doing really well. I think
item choices.
Just... Well, no, okay.
Can we talk about Care Bear really quickly? Oh, in a minute, because he's got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Egg. Sweet Egg is good night. Picked up by a Care Bear, 3-0. He hasn't gone down, but very curious he goes for the Bloodthirster first. I think that's not a terrible decision considering the way this game started.
Well, I don't know about that. Bloodthirster first is questionable.
There are very few champions it works well on. In general, you're thinking like maybe Draven, just because the early damage, it's easier to hit that spike, and he scales incredibly well off it. Graves, I feel like if they're going to use him as just an AoE machine gun, it helps early game because they've had so much team fight, but it's going to set back his power spike a little bit.
Well, Infinity Edge has nearly the same cost, but you get quite a bit more damage out of it.
Well, with the crit, that's true.
Yeah, Brutalizer, he could have built Yumu's even. That would have been better. Bloodthirster I just don't think is a great first item because the defense that it provides, the trade-off that you're going with it, as opposed
we'll talk
to...
About the there. Oh, nice headbutt to keep Mimo from pulling off the steal, and he's going down 2 to Hamda. They're a little bit caught up in the pit. Care Bear's still alive. I guess it doesn't really matter for the time being. And by the way, Care Bear also doesn't have any mobility still.
Yeah. So the kills that he's been able to pick up are not really because of how much damage he has. Because
that's true.
The kills that he's picked up have pretty much been, yeah, they've pretty much been free.
Although, I don't know why he didn't go for maybe the Bilgewater.
Even a Bilgewater Cutlass, yeah. It's just the trade-off for defense that you get from the Bloodthirster as opposed to the Infinity Edge is not nearly enough for the trade-off of damage that you would get from Infinity Edge to Bloodthirster. So, I mean, maybe he knows something that I don't. There's a reason he's on a challenger team. Yeah.
Jessica Jung is only 1-1. You know, having a little bit of trouble. So, They muscle themselves through another tower. Now all the outer turrets are gone. Luxax has themselves a decent little gold advantage. Ooh, easy. He's going to get pulled in. Just barely has to flash away. They're burning summoner spells so fast this game. Zenith eSports just finding themselves punished for every positional error they make.
Now, there's a smell you can
Yeah.
feel.
Ooh, Care Bear. Chasing it out. Oh, Seki-chan. He's a dinky cow, though. He's okay. He can handle it. Also, he's 2-0 on this game, too. Oh, the collapse is coming in. There was a good Anivia wall.
Yeah. Just one of the many utilities of the champion.
Mm-hmm. In the right hands.
In the right hands. Is that Froggen?
Oh, I was wondering when we were going to make that joke.
No. He's 1-4. Froggen would be 4-1. Sorry, easy.
Oh, ouch. Well, it's been a rough game. Now they're looking for, speaking of European teams, the Fnatic Bush Camp. Uh-oh, it's going to be easy! Getting blown up easily. Saki-chan coming up with a kill off that one. They don't even need to be patient.
Yeah. They could literally just roam around the map and go for grabs. Nobody's going to make it out for a grab. Okay, going for the
This is
Baron
a
here.
very aggressive Baron call. With Hamda zoning just a little bit, the rest of Zenith is not even going to check this. So this is going to go down. They might lose a tower for it. They have to know what's happening. They don't have vision, but they have to know it.
Yeah. I don't think really they have much. With that pick off, it's just, I mean, what are they going to check it with? Rengar ult?
Well, now they know. So
Yeah.
if they don't have a time, they have close to it. But Hakawa goes a little too far forward and gets blown up by Care Bear. Well, he may not have the Infinity Edge, but he's still critting. And they manage to get themselves another pick off on top of the Baron, sieging up the mid lane.
Yeah. Well, now Care Bear doesn't even have to worry about the fact they built Bloodthirster
that's
first.
totally
Because the
fine.
next time he backs, he's going to have a second item anyway, so.
He's going to have maybe an Infinity Edge. Or
Yeah.
actually, I think he goes straight for the Phantom Dancer from here.
Or Static Shiv, possibly.
That's true. But he has enough wave clear anyways with Buckshot. I'm thinking the PD might be a little more effective, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
Again,
pieces.
it all depends on item break points.
It's really hard to call where
if
the
he goes
items are
back
going
to
at this
base
point.
with less gold than he would need for a Phantom Dancer, then he'll get a Static Shiv.
Oh yeah, that's your flow chart,
But
right?
I mean, it sort of adds to his burst, which is sort of his like identity, I guess. He's got a lot of burst damage, and Static Shift gives him the extra. It diversifies his damage by giving him some magic damage on top of the whole mess of physical damage that he.
Well, Graves. There was a point when it was still kosher to build him with a Trinity Force, wasn't there? That's kind of a
maybe
controversial
for
statement, I understand.
like a week, but I guess I mean.
He's technically a caster ADC, right?
Yeah, in certain builds. I think that Bloodthirster was... If you didn't build Bloodthirster first on Graves for the majority of the time that he's been viable up until the last 80 carry patch, then you were doing it wrong. I think Bloodthirster first was probably... He was one of the best 80 carries at scaling with a Bloodthirster only, so...
Up there with Draven, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Draven. Yeah. Never mind. I scratched that. Well,
Draven's
okay.
always
I
on
said,
the back
I
of my
said one of
mind.
the best.
He's like one of my favorite ADCs.
Oh my god, Draven just has ridiculous scaling with lifesteal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just pretty absurd, but
Who's
Graves
it
is
that
up there as
Roxaman Challenger? Isn't it Hoodstomp?
well. Hoodstomp did before he
Well, yeah, it's been a while. And
quit,
also...
and Viger Pancakes as well.
Oh yeah, that's also true. Uh-oh.
I think
Haka
even-
might be in a little bit of trouble here. Realizes a little bit too late. Acadian is in the mix. He's going to try and answer out on Amimo. Hako running to the rescue. Staying alive somehow. Honda, he's going down. That's going to be Acadian getting himself his third kill, but he won't last the night. That shutdown gold going over to Pliyu. Still, the Ryan Choi build comes up with another kill.
Yeah, well, it's a 1-for-1,
What to
but
say about that?
with the Baron buff, I think that this is
They're
gonna
okay
be.
with taking that trade on Zenith,
Yeah.
but they're going to lose a lot for it. Second tier tower falling down. The collapse from Luxax is so real, and Zenith is having trouble responding to it.
Yeah, I don't know what Easy was doing up there, because he's one of the greatest tools that they have in siege defending, but even in the past 2 games, they haven't been using Easy to his full potential with this, and it's just lackluster Anivia again, I'd have to say. I mean, I'm not trying to be like overly critical or
Well, it's
mean.
very rare that we see Anivia's, and he's gone for it twice, so it opens up a lot of expectations. There's a huge chip on the shoulder of any player that goes for that. That's why very few people dare to. It's a high skill cap champion.
Yeah, and if you look at Anivia's strengths, there's not much that she brings to the table that a pick like Syndra wouldn't bring either. They're both
The
highly
wall
immobile.
helps.
The wall but at the same time, Anivia's Q is like a weaker version of Syndra's stun if you're playing
If
the
it even
champion to its
connects.
fullest potential. Yeah, because I mean, I think the stun duration is about the same.
You see it coming.
The
from a
AoE
mile
is
away.
the AoE is bigger from Syndra. The animation is quicker. And she's got more follow-up damage arguably. So Anivia's strength lies in her area control, her walls, and her ability to defend against sieges better. And they're not using Easy for that. So if you look at the way he's playing, he might as well be on Syndra.
Well, it's so hard to defend a siege against a team like this. They don't have necessarily the best individual sieging composition, but they have the ability to just
Yeah,
pick people out,
they're not
Over and
actually
over again.
trying to siege. They're just trying to
and then they all in when it's done. Yeah.
let's get a hook, and then all in.
It's a pure muscle comp. Pliu, he's in a bit of trouble, though. He's going to get collapsed on, but staying alive for just a moment, bringing just enough time. Oh, my goodness, he gets out alive, and they blow up Hakuo. 1 kill for none so far as Pliu barely makes it out, and they get the tower to boot. Here comes Acadian, but Meow is still too tanky. Man, this is just incredible play from Luxax. I can't believe Pliu made it out alive. That is why you go tanky on Evelyn.
Yeah. And even that, he's not just a Randuin's. But you look at the damage sources, Easy just not putting out that much damage yet. He's sort of getting those stack items up. He hasn't finished the Seraph's Embrace. His tier's still stacking. Chalice, but no Athene. So Rod of Ages is just about the only thing he's got going for him. So
It's definitely lacking a lot. In the mid lane, his opponent, Hamda, has been incredibly instrumental in setting up a huge amount of kills. He has amazing kill participation in this game. Oh, Saki-chan. He's on the wrong side of the wall, but he doesn't seem to be too worried about it. Pliu, though, disconnected as the game is going to pause.
yeah.
Breathing room
Yeah.
right now for Zenith. And they need it, to be honest. The game is starting to get out of hand. 10k gold lead over to Luxax right now.
And a lot of it's just off their ability to capitalize on objectives after they get picks. And you really got to hand it to Meow in that sense. Meow and Saki-chan, basically. The Blitzcrank Alistair combination.
Oh, it's insane.
yeah,
and they have so much AoE target damage, too. Once they pull somebody in, it's like Zenith has to make the impossible choice. Do they either give them up for dead or go in and face the AoE gauntlet?
Give them up for dead every time. I don't know. Yeah.
And it seemed to be indecisive about this. Also, Jessica Jung hasn't come up very big compared to Care Bear.
That's very true. And a lot of it's due to the fact that they had that botched give Twitch red buff level 1, have him gank mid lane level 2 with a roam, and that just sort of set him really far behind. And he's never really caught up to him in that regard. So, and you have to look at it, that Bash Bros squad that Luxax has with the Graves and the Alistair and the Blitzcrank, they haven't died. So that's,
Well, and the AoE
that's
damage
really
from
impressive.
Care Bear too. The burst, it's come up so much more useful than you start to see why he might go for the Graves pickup. I mean, clearly it's a comfort pick for Care Bear.
Yeah.
But we were questioning at the beginning why not Lucian, why not something that has a little bit more hyper carry potential later game. Anyways, well, he's making it work. I mean, he's doing all these things that we question their viability. Bloodthirster first. I mean, picking Graves into Twitch, but it's coming up huge for the team, and he's staying so safe.
Well, it's kind of funny in the last game. Bloodthirster would have been a great item for him later in the game. I actually think in the last game that they played, he should have built Bloodthirster over his Banshee's Veil.
Well, maybe he's one game behind. He's playing in the past.
He's overcompensating.
He's a Time Lord, just like Genja.
Maybe, but he's doing it backwards. Because in the last game, he didn't build a Bloodthirster when he probably needed it the most. And then this game, he rushes the Bloodthirster first when it probably would have been better to rush something else. So,
Well, also, there's no armor, and he built the Last Whisper this time.
yeah.
But I mean, he's 4-0, so it's kind of hard to criticize a guy that stayed perfect.
Yeah, he's making it work, but even the last game, he was, 12-2 and 8 or something, and they still lost, so.
This game is the definition of don't try this at home.
Yeah, really. Please don't.
These guys are insane right now.
Well, actually,
And I love this, too.
We're nitpicking here.
That's true.
it's
a really
okay.
great game. Come on, let's
Yeah.
not lie to ourselves. I mean, the plays, especially Meow, has been setting up these golden hooks.
Yeah. And, I mean, the follow-up damage is just insane from these guys. They're just controlling vision. 10k gold lead here.
Well, the Luxax are doing a pretty good job of controlling. Now, realizing that Acadian's not in the area, they're going to go rush down the Baron right now. Only Hakuo can even get here in time. So, again, amazing Baron control. Yeah, they give up an hour tower, but they're okay with it. They were up 4 towers anyways. They have incredible vision control. It's going to be seen, so the timer will be given now to Zenith, but that is a completely worthwhile trade
Did you see
for
the Baron
Luxax.
push out the pink ward?
Yeah.
I love that change. A long time ago, oh, story time again. For those of you who
Okay.
haven't played, a long time ago,
I'm sitting down.
you used to be able to place a pink ward inside of the Baron, and if you place it in the right spot, it'd be unattackable. So you basically have almost permanent vision and permanent sweeping potential for the Baron buff with a pink ward. Back in the day, pink wards weren't visible. In order to see a pink ward, you'd have to have like another pink ward. So,
Bit of a timer though. Okay, so now, oh, that was an easy tower take. It looks like Zenith is a little bit scared of what's coming next. 5-man Baron squad, they have to try to defend this one, but the wind wall comes in from Hamda, and the siege is on. They have such a huge minion wave right now. Care Bear is going to get set up. Oh, this might be the chance. Hakuo goes in. However, Mimo, he's almost getting blown up here. Acadian gets himself a kill onto Hamda. Can he get some more? However, Hakuo staying alive, or is he? Pliu getting himself a kill onto support. They chase all the way to the back to take out Jessica Jung. Pliu is trying to get out with his life. Hamda, Saki-chan in the base. Secret Agent Alistar. See if he can get out of this one. I don't think so, though.
yeah, he's dead.
2 for 2.
That's the power of Anivia there.
Yeah, that was the good anti-siege. Zenith has to be wiping a bit of sweat off right now because they just managed to take out 2 Baron buffs. Nearly 3.
Yeah, this wall here, this inhibitor turret wall is going to be really hard for Luxax to break because of that Anivia. We'll have to see if Zenith plays around that, because in the last game they didn't.
They're leaning so heavily on. I just wanted to say Ryan Choi. Acadian he's pretty big right now, 5-1, and that's the real pressure on Luxax right now, is to deal with the Rengar when he comes out of stealth.
Yeah. Well, Care Bear got a little bit caught out there. He was
Anivia
forced
stun.
to back off really early in that fight, because of the Anivia stun, the damage that he took from that. So they weren't able to get their full power. They want to, in that type of situation, you want to be the team that's initiated. You want to take the opposing team off guard under their turret and not be the ones who are fighting underneath the turret, but only because you have to try and make the best of that situation where you're getting caught out and the other team's the one engaging. So despite the initiation looking really bad for Luxax, they still managed to turn it into a 2v2, probably because of their lead and because of the Baron buff, but they got to be a little more careful next time, because, like I said, it's going to be hard to break the inhibitor turret wall.
Well, they're going to get themselves a little bit more gold in the pockets. Dragon going down without much of a fight. And, yeah, they definitely can't afford to keep making mistakes, even though they still have 3 members with Baron buff, because the game just gets so
Well, here we go. Second attempt at a push here. Still Baron buff on a couple players, but it's going to be really tough for them. They're going to be looking for a hook. They're going to be looking for something to land here. I mean, Saki-chan, he does have the Frozen Heart, so he is going to be able to take up the turrets, especially with his ultimate, but really got to be careful here. And looks like they are going to back off for now. Baron buffs are actually dissipating right now. Meow's still looking for the hook, but he actually wasn't all the way in the bush, so he was spotted out here. It looks like they're trying to wait for a catch, but I mean, clock's ticking here. Got to be careful with how they're going to initiate those fights, because they don't want to give up this lead. And still waiting for a pick, but I mean, this wall is going to be really hard to break with this Anivia here. The wave clear that they have is really good, and funneling the team into a certain point really makes. Oh, hook comes out. It's not going to land, but it is a good try here. And just going to back off for now. Ehamda's going to be split pushing down the bottom lane, but Yasuo not known to be one of the stronger turret pushers in the game. And they're going to go for it again. I mean, every single time they go up to that lane, Nivea throws down the wall, throws down the ultimate, and it just makes it so hard for for them to be able to gain any ground. They're going to have to try and find some way to maneuver around this. And it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. This is the type of play that I was expecting from Zenith in the last game with the Anivia, but they just didn't utilize her strengths as a sieger quite as much. And it looks like we lost Pyra here for the time being, but we'll make it up. Get the Izumo play-by-play action happening. And it's going to be really tough for them. Acadian, I mean, he's huge at this point. Got the Tiamat Last Whisper and Yuma's Ghostblade, so he's double dipping on the armor pen from Brutalizer. So he's going to be able to take out a single target pretty much no matter who it is really quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if they send Acadian out on a journey to try and get a pick off, especially right now where it's a little bit more chaotic, where Luxx isn't trying to go for a push. This would be a great time for Acadian to really go out and look for the pick, because it could buy them some time. Get them back in the goal lead, allow them to get some vision control of their own jungle. Here we go. He uses the ultimate. He sees him in his sights. We'll see if he goes for it. There he goes. Care Bear has to flashes back over the wall, jukes him out, and he's in a lot of trouble. Navia's barely misses, and they're really going for him. There's the shutdown. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's going to buy them a little bit more time. Some fancy footwork from Care Bear, but not sure what Luxx was doing there. They were trying to get some wave control up in the top lane with the push, but they were not grouped at all. And the damage from Acadian at this point in the game is just way too strong and way too much for Care Bear to be able to deal with. So, welcome back.
It looks like I had a couple of technical issues on my end. My computer actually decided to completely die on that one. So sorry about that, folks. I want to keep going on the play-by-play. I know you've been doing a wonderful job for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah. Well, eHamda going in, and here comes the team fight here. And eHamda just absolutely cleaning up. Easy gets put into the egg, and they're just absolutely destroying all of Zenith here. And that's going to be a triple kill for eHamda, an ace. And without that assassination potential from Acadian, they're just not able to do anything in these team fights.
I can't believe I'm missing it, man. I'm going to see it like 30 seconds from now.
And it looks like, yeah, it looks like Luxx is going to take down the first inhibitor turret. Inhibitor's going down as well. Still 20 seconds left on these death timers on Zenith. They could go for the finish here. They have 5 members still up, 4 members in the base. Care Bear's making him down. He wasn't even a part of that fight. He was assassinated out by Acadian. And Haku's up in 5 seconds, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Luxx onto the Nexus. And wow, they're going to move on. And Zenith gets knocked out of the Black Monster Cup. 2 losses for them. No chance of moving on to the playoffs.
You know, with the name like that, I mean, they're a pretty hot contender in NACS. I don't think that was really fully expected. Luxx knocking them out, but nevertheless, that means, of course, we will get to see the loser of Denial Esports and Solo Kill take them on for the final spot.
Yeah, and I mean, Team Luxx didn't know that they were playing in the Black Monster Cup until today.
That's true. With the dropping out of
Coast.
Team Coast as well, and of course with Green Forest deforesting. I don't know if I'm using the right word there. Yeah. They kind of got put on the spot, and this is looking great considering that they are already going to, well, 1-1 record so far. Not bad. They will get a chance to move on, and for a team that didn't expect to even be in the tournament, that's pretty great.
Yeah, and breaking out the Blitzcrank Alistair as well. That game was pretty fun to watch. But yeah, we, like you said, Denial Esports versus Team Solo Kill coming up next. And then we might even get to see a rematch between Luxx and Team Solo Kill. If Team Solo Kill actually loses the match against Denial, then we get to see a rematch between Luxx and Solo Kill to determine who moves on to the playoffs. So that could be interesting.
Well, we'll have to see all that after this. Of course, we are going forward with the winner's match after a brief break. Denial Esports and Team Solo Kill. So guys, don't go anywhere, because again, you're watching the Black Monster Cup here on ESL TV. We'll be right back.